Hey, how's it going? I'm Paul Dufilho. I'm the cinematographer for the short film, The Way That I Take. I just started when I was small with my brother. And my dad would have a big camcorder he'd bring home from work. He worked in the oil field. He was out on rigs. He would go shoot random boring stuff, and we'd come over. He'd bring it home, and we'd tape over his stuff with films we'd make.
Love it.
We loved Arnold Schwarzenegger. We loved Rambo. We loved all the action, violent movies. Actually, I don't know why my parents let us watch those, but we would do reenactments. We'd make our own films, and so that was just part of us growing up together. That's how we did it. I became an engineer. That's what I got my degree in, and I never thought of filmmaking or photography or cinematography or frame capturing as anything that I would ever do. I began as a musician, and that's where my art form, I feel, really starts and where the core of me still actually lies. So music for me and the emotion that it brings is a big part of what I actually do on camera. This is kind of one of the first times, not the first time, but I'm early into my stage of taking scripts in their bare form and then trying to visualize what is this script trying to say, how it wants to be shown, and so and ultimately that's up to you, but I need to come to you with my own point of view. What is the script telling me how it wants to be shot? And so back to kind of my musical core, the thing I picked up from your script was rhythm, right? And so I feel there's a certain rhythm in even in the way you write it, but there's pacings to I can feel where the cuts are. I can feel when does the camera need to be motionless, because this is a emotionless part of the film. When does it need to move? And so for me, movement and rhythm is very important to me, and that's what really kind of jumped out at me from the script. You used a line, relentlessly taut.
Yeah,
is it right? And
yeah.
Claustrophobic, right?
Yeah.
So that's a feeling that we want this thing to have, this film to have. So if I think claustrophobic, you have a confined space. Now that doesn't mean the room you're in has to be confined, but the space from viewer to subject needs to be confined. So I think I'd like to, we talked about, using lenses on the wider end. So anything from, 40 and below or something like that. Even for close-ups, maybe even going wider when we go in closer.
Sure.
Usually it's not a common practice. Usually you would, use a longer lens to compress space and make things feel more, I guess, intimate. Like you're making the background come closer with your subject, but I want the viewer to feel closer.
Yeah.
So it creates some uneasiness and might translate the uneasiness of the situations we find our characters in. I think lighting is a big part, especially since most of this is going to be shot indoors. You need to be able to push a good amount of light through to tell a certain story, to convey a specific emotion, right? And so, and that costs money, not just because of the equipment, but a lot of times you need specialized people to come in and take care of that equipment, because you need specific knowledge that random generalists like me don't really have all the time. And I need to be thinking about something else, and I don't need to be thinking about what type of generator goes and what type of plug do we need for this specific light, and how far away does it need to be for our audio guide and not pick up, all those things. I need somebody else to think about that. So that all costs money. So specific expertise in lighting, I think, is going to be key for this. Now, I am always up for the challenge of making things work, but I mean, that could make this film, I think, come to life.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Absolutely. Again, this is Paul Dufilho. He's the cinematographer on The Way That I Take, and I'm Chris Hartwell. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Again, our Kickstarter campaign is live right now. Head on over to kickstarter.com, The Way That I Take, and please, if you're able to, and if you're interested, please donate. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks.